Good morning, everyone. This is Gia live from the Gia Show. And today I'm going to be talking about plastic surgery healing tips. I'm going to start with the medical ones, the one your doctor tells you that you should definitely listen to. But then I'm going to follow up by telling you exactly what my experience was after having rhinoplasty, a breast lift, augmentation, and a built-in bra put in all at once. So thank you so much. So lucky to have a coffee here made for me because this is going to be kind of personal. So I decided to have all of these surgeries because I really wasn't that happy with my face. So this was my face then, and this is my face now. So I had my nose redone. My boobs were down by my belly button, so that had to be done. And the first thing that had to be done, I was a smoker at the time. I've since quit completely, but I was a smoker. And what I learned from my doctor was that no nicotine of any kind at least 2 weeks before. And while this isn't a pitch for my doctor, I saw Dr. Robert Bonillas. If anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out to me privately about that. But this is really about the recovery tips because I wish to God I had seen this video before I had plastic surgery. I did listen to some of the things he said, but I'm not going to say I was the best patient in the world. In fact, he may say I was one of his worst. And I think that to get tips from the worst patient is probably a good idea because I'm going to tell you the things that I did wrong too. So the first thing is no nicotine, right? And no aspirin for 2 weeks up to your surgery. These things are going to be huge for you. Nicotine causes skin death. So your skin can actually be black and go dead on your face and not recover from the surgery or wherever you had your surgery because of the nicotine. So I tell people if you really can't stop smoking, they do have cigarettes that are nicotine free. And so if you can smoke a nicotine free cigarette, absolutely fine. It is the nicotine, not the cigarette itself, that's doing that damage. However, if you're putting a patch on, you're putting that nicotine directly in your bloodstream. So don't bother that because that would be the worst thing that you could do. No aspirin because then we're going to have a problem with the blood clotting when we're trying to heal. So no aspirin or NSDIs at all 2 weeks prior or earlier if your doctor says. Number 4, support team. You have to know who is your team. And if you're having major plastic surgery like I did, you really need a team. You need someone that's going to be there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This doesn't just mean a body. This is where number 5 comes in. You need to have a plan. It should be a written plan. Everyone should be coached on it because here's the deal. And everything else is going to be from a patient's perspective. Once you wake up in the hospital, you're drugged, okay? Obviously, to help you with your healing and recovery. But this is not going to be the time where you can talk to people about what you need. You have to already have everything perfect by then. In fact, you should have even practiced it, and it should be written down for your team. So for me, it was my daughter Jessica and my husband Michael. You know, there were some other people that came in and out, but those were the two for 8 weeks straight. So one of them were by my bedside or in the condo with me because I was freaking out. You have to understand, you're on drugs, okay? When you get out of surgery, you are not the person that went into surgery. You are on drugs. You're recovering from drugs. There have been a lot of drugs in your system. So really what you need now more than anything is to take it easy, which is really hard to do because I woke up, for example, very anxious. You know, I'm looking down and I'm like, where are they? I don't see them. And just so you know, I'm not going to show you, but I'm a 34 triple D. And when I looked down, I couldn't see them. I thought I was flat chested. I was hallucinating in the hospital, crying to my husband that the doctor had forgotten to put my implants in. I said, I have been through all this surgery and I have no boobs. I was out of my mind. So the first thing that I want you to do, and this is the patient's advice, before going to the hospital, I want you to take a shower. Number 1, that's great because it takes off potential bacteria. It's just a great thing to do. I want you to take a red lipstick and I want you to write on your bathroom mirror or a black marker, whatever you want to do. Write down, you are on drugs. You are recovering from plastic surgery. You are going to be okay. You are going to be depressed. You are going to become anxious. None of this is real. It is the drugs playing tricks on your mind mixed with the pain from your recovery. Whatever you have to say in your own words. It's kind of like if you've ever seen that movie Memento, where the guy has no memory and he has to keep writing things over and over. You have to do this. You have to write down somewhere big, giant, a giant mirror like the one behind me. Because I'm telling you that I went in so positive, so excited, so carefree. I showed up at the hospital. I was like, where's my room? Because I'm ready for my close-up. And everybody kept telling me, oh, gee, you're so brave. You're so brave. And I thought, I'm not brave. I'm getting all this new stuff. This is exciting. What's to be brave about? I have drugs. The drugs aren't going to be enough. Just so you know, you're going to experience pain. Okay? You're going to experience pain. I really wasn't quite prepared for that. And I think that because of, obviously my doctor had told me that there would be plenty of pain, and he told me it was a minimum of 4 to 6 weeks recovery. Well, I cut that in half. I said, for me, it's going to be a 2-week recovery, and I'll be back to work in 2 weeks. I won't, I'll take it easy at home, but girl, please. It was an 8-week recovery. And the truth is, it's because I'm a little wimp. Like, I can't handle any pain whatsoever. I am the worst intolerant person when it comes to pain. And it really is debilitating for me. So I really want to make sure that you know that. Also, make sure you're eating healthy, because as your cells are rebuilding, it only has the nutrients that are currently stored in your system from like the past few weeks to rely upon. So if you've been eating shit and pizza and burgers, this is not what you want to rebuild your new stuff with. For many of us, we lost a lot of weight, and so we had some plastic surgery, or we had kids, so we had some plastic surgery. The idea that you're going to keep having plastic surgery throughout your life to make up for things you've done, that's not how I want you to go into this thinking. I want you to go into this thinking, we had plastic surgery to repair things that were completely wonderful experiences in our life that now we're just going to lift ourselves up. But I really want you to think more about, you have an opportunity from here forward to really take care of your body. And I said to my plastic surgeon, what's the number one thing I can do right now to stay looking young? He said, Gia, take care of your skin. And so, he's got me on Retin-A now. So I'm using Retin-A to keep my skin clear. And, I used to have tons of freckle damage, but every day I use Retin-A. Sometimes I give it a split. But I realized that for me to be beautiful, which obviously this is a part of what I'm interested in if I'm having plastic surgery, that means really good quality skin. So there's ways the plastic surgeon can help you that are not invasive. You don't have to have a nose job. You don't have to have a boob job. There's so many other things. But if you're going to have plastic surgery like I did, I need you to be realistic in what's going to happen afterwards with your recovery. I need you to have a team. And also, this is one last really kind of punch to the gut. If you have ever been a drug addict, I need you to let your doctor know, even if you've been recovered for 30 years, I need you to let your doctor know, and I need you to let your family know that every time you go to a plastic surgeon, or every time you go to a dentist, and every time you have to take narcotics, you're putting yourself at risk for a relapse, even if it's been 30 years. And I know because that happened to me. Not only did I take all of the drugs my doctors prescribed within the first 5 days when no one was looking, I also ordered more in on my own. So what I'm telling you is I was recovered a very long time from drugs, but it triggered my drug addiction. And I wasn't honest with my doctor. I should have told him, or I should have reminded him. So now we actually ask people, do you have or had you had a previous addiction with drugs? Because if you did, you're going to need to take drugs. Trust me, even with all the hypnosis in the world. But you can have your family members on high alert, and those drugs can be kept in a safe, and they can be timed, and they can be kept away from you. And if I ever have another where I go under, let's be real, I will definitely be getting this face lifted at some point. But what I love is somebody that will tell me no, and wait when I have to. So these are my plastic surgery tips. If you have any others, don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can find me on my page. It's www.facebook.com/The Gia Show. THEGIA Show. The Gia Show. These were my truthful tips on plastic surgery recovery. I wish you the best of luck with yours. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me directly.